What evidence does CPS use against you in court? California Guide. One of the evidence that CPS uses against you in court, which you must be aware of, is your own statement. Yes, your own statement can be used against you in the court of law. I'm sure you heard of it. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in the court of law. And in a situation with CPS, that is by far the most realist evidence that you could think of. Your own statement. And unfortunately, unlike criminal cases where statements technically could be used against you, but then it's some opportunity for it to be excluded based off of certain circumstances, Fifth Amendment issues. In CPS cases, it is something you need to be keenly aware of and you need to make sure you're hyper vigilant on, because all of these statements that gets acquired is during the investigation stage and also after the case is open to get more information for the jurisdiction disposition or adjudication, depending what jurisdiction you're in or county you're in. They call it different hearing. But the whole objective is to know when to communicate with the social worker, know how to communicate with the social worker, and know what information, what to give to the social worker. These investigations from beginning all the way in is by far the most important and can dictate where your case goes. Other evidence that could be used against you is obviously other people's statement. Now, if it gets to the point where they're asking a relative of another relative of a friend about your parental abilities and what they believe took place, at that point now it becomes more an extended hearsay issue. And obviously, at Charlotte Law Firm, we would typically file hearsay motions to exclude those statements, because at that point, either you bring that party into court or there's going to be some credibility issue as it relates to that statement. So obviously, other people's statement, but also if it's dealing with severe physical abuse, medical documentations, or sometimes even to the extreme when it's domestic violence, police reports. Handling this situation is by far going to be most important when you have a California CPS defense lawyer. You want to make sure you have the best defense. You want to make sure you know how to approach the case. But most importantly, you want to make sure that you set yourself up for success. These cases are not going to be easy, and you must know how the evidence are implemented into court. At Charlotte Law Firm, we're here to help and guide you. Call us.